Okay, what I did was I got down to the part here. It's just real thin, so you got to be very careful. I went outside and got my little moto tool, and if you don't have a moto tool, get you one. I'll tell you what, they're fantastic. And when you get into this thinner area, sometimes, especially with basswood, this is not a real hard wood. I just took my little moto tool and with my little grinder and just grinded that down a little bit in there. But you see how I was talking about, I wanted the up here how the sword kind of to that point. It thins up as it comes to the top here. And round that ball off just a little bit. Folks, a knife is a wonderful thing, but sometimes when you get in real thin, especially now if I had something like oak or something like that, it would have been strong enough, but basswood gets awful thin at that time. And you have to be real careful. Okay, now let's work on our rock a little bit, our stone. Now what I want to do, sort of come up like this. Just kind of like this. And kind of move away. Let's go down where the sword comes in and sort of straighten that out in that area. I'll show you how we're going to do this. I'm going to get it down to what size we want it to be. Let's get up here a little bit closer. Tell you what, if your carver gets you a little moto tool, they're real cheap, they're not expensive. Get you a few little grinders on them and stuff, and when you really get to that small stuff, it's not cheating. You can use that little grinder just to, because actually if you carved it out, you just kind of let's kind of see what we're doing. Alright, see that? See where we're kind of evening it up. Now let me show you what I'm going to do here. Let's kind of work this out. When you get to that point, all right. Okay. I want you to take your knife, and I'll just kind of draw a little line, but take your knife and cut like this, and remove a piece of wood like that. Then take your knife and make a little line here and cut like that. Then from out there, make a little line, cut like that. Just sort of make simultaneously lines like this, and make V-cuts in those lines. See? Come down here, come up here, and join these places. See, like this? See what I'm doing? See that? Coming down here, cutting there, then kind of coming off here, cutting there. See what how that's beginning to take shape and take form as a rock? I'm going to come up here, I'm going to cut this, come down here, cut this, and I'm going to do this all over. Coming down here. This is just a series of V-cuts, see? It's just using a series of V-cuts, and look at that pattern that you're getting right there. See that? I'm going to come off here, draw a line, do a V-cut. Come up a little bit, do a V-cut this way. Come down to here, make a V-cut. And what you're going to be doing, coming down here, making a cut like this. Now look at that pattern. See how it looks like a rock? See that? And then from here I'm going to come up here like this. And what you do is just a series of V-cuts, and it doesn't have to be perfect or I don't know. It's just, in fact, you want it to be kind of small. You make smaller cuts where it has a design like a rock. And from here I'm going to come down, cut a V-cut in there, and then come up here, cutting one in there, and then come from that point, just cut in here, and look at that design. See that? It's got a rock type design. Look at that. And you do it all the way up on, come in here, and it's just a matter in a series of cutting V-cuts to design your piece here. We'll cut into here. See that? Look at that. Now I'm going to do that all over. I've showed you here how you do that. And what you do is you go completely around the rock doing this. As long as this tape will hold out, I'll go around the rock doing this. And I'll